warriors come out to play. Warriors.
Yo, what's good, Jams? Crypto and Down, episode 87 on our channel, episode 5 on the Gentlemen of Crypto's YouTube channel. Always glad to be a part of that network and those people there. Y'all, we have a special guest today. We're going to get into some more PulseChain talk about the news. But first, it's your boy Asherell, sitting here with Jams Jetson on a nice Tuesday evening. We're going to bring our guest up here in a little bit, but Jams, how's it going?
Yo, shout out to all the crypto rascals. It's Tuesday night, so we are on the Gentlemen of Crypto. Shout out to all the crypto warriors out there. If you didn't know, now you know. I am still living the dream, so definitely glad to be here on Crypto and Down. Lots of news, craziness happening in the world. Of course, we'll get into the market, but there is the man with the plan, our special guest tonight, our brother, our fellow Hexagon, fellow Poseidon, also crypto founder, crypto enthusiast. Find him on the Twitters, none other than KG himself from the Internet Money Gang. So, brother, introduce yourself to the Crypto Rascals on the Crypto and Down channel, and then the Crypto Warriors on the Gentlemen of Crypto. Welcome.
First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
we
Clear.
good.
What's up, Crypto Rascals? What's up, Warriors? What's up, Asherell and JJ Wentworth? Thanks for having me on, fellas. It's an honor to be here. I go by KG. I am the founder of Internet Money, an incredible ecosystem coming to you on PulseChain. Thanks for having me here tonight.
Absolutely. Follow KG on Twitter at BrotherKDG for the latest updates on Internet Money. As he mentioned, that will be launching on the PulseChain. We had him on Crypto and Down right at a month ago. Shout out to Don Montoya at Don Montoya on Twitter, who's also on the Crypto and Down channel. We will, of course, do our normal market recap. We'll get into the news, and then we'll turn it over to KG to introduce Internet Money to the crypto rascals and warriors out there. And then, of course, you know, we like to get down. So before I delay us any further, man, let's get it. Brother Asherell is Crypto and Down.
Yes, sir. Know what's coming up. All right, it's the top cryptocurrencies by market cap, brought to you by nomics.com. So we're going to get into some of the market and then maybe get some of your thoughts on it, KG. I don't know. You're probably busy, too busy to keep following daily. I check it whenever we have a show, but let's get it, Jams. How's it looking?
All right, top gainers for the day, first and foremost, is Phantom, up 33%. So a big jump in altcoin prices today. Aave DeFi protocol on Ethereum, up 29.99%. Interesting thing I saw about Aave is that there will be a fork of Aave on the PulseChain called Fiat.io, Phiat.io. That's another project coming to the PulseChain. Tezos, a stakeable proof of stake coin with some NFT activity, up 26% today as well. And then Kava up 25%. Just a few episodes ago, Asherel, we were talking about projects on the Cosmos blockchain and the Cosmos ecosystem. Kava up 25% today. Let's talk about that global market cap. Global market cap sitting at $1.31 trillion, up 2.46% today. But we know that the bottom was somewhere around $1.21 trillion and the top sits somewhere close to $3 trillion. So well away from all-time highs, but a nice bump today led by altcoins. Global volume, wow, sitting at 1.4.
Jams.
Oh, excuse me.
My bad. That was the weekly.
I was going to say, wow. I was like, what happened to our volume in one day? Like, global volume sitting at 202.
Okay, my bad, y'all. There we go.
Which is more in line. Oh, okay. So let's go back.
Wait, all right. So let's see what the actual top gainers for the day would be, not the week. Tezos, Ethereum Classic, 1 and 2 spots.
Thank you for that. Tezos leading the market at 11.6%. Then Ethereum Classic up 11% on the day. So Phantom leading the week along with Aave. Global market cap sitting at $1.31 trillion, up 0.85%, but up 3% over the week. Global volume sitting at $202 billion, down 12%. We'd like to see that number around the $225 billion mark, which we were exactly there on yesterday. Bitcoin trading at $29,718, below the $30,000 psychological level, but at a nice point of accumulation. Was reading some articles, and this is the 8th consecutive down week for Bitcoin, the longest stretch in Bitcoin history. The previous stretch was 6 consecutive weeks of down candles, red candles. Now we're at 8. So if anyone is saying we're in a bull market, they are not paying attention. We are definitely in the middle of a bear market. So before I go any further, KG, let's get your opinions on the market as a whole and any altcoins that you'd like to mention.
So you guys are obviously much more well-versed on what's going on in the day-to-day market. It's one thing I really appreciate about your show. Obviously the market's taken a beating, both here in crypto, both in the legacy markets. But one thing I always like to remind myself and remind everybody is crypto's a long game or bust, right? Yes, you can trade. Yes, you can make money on the way up, but you can get a dollar cost average in on a project you believe in. It's arguably never a bad time for a little bear market. We don't want to keep buying tops.
I love it. That's something that we stress here at Crypto and Down is dollar cost averaging into blue chip products that you believe will have value in the long term, that have the sustainable community behind it, and a good code and developers who you can look towards as a public founder. So KG, you're here, you're on camera, and you're talking about internet money. If we were ever to be rug pull, we already have publicly posted your Twitter. They know what you look like. And those are the kind of products or projects you may look towards when you're looking for a long-term investment.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Asherel.
James, I was going to say, we usually look at the daily, but, just a thought. I'm like, we should probably, not now, but next episode, do like the weekly and monthly also to get a little longer perspective. I'm like, we definitely like doing the daily, but I'm like, maybe we should check out that monthly chart every once in a while, paired with that weekly, just to kind of pull back, get a little bit more macro view, as I say.
I love it. We definitely should zoom out and take a larger sample size, such as weekly data and monthly data, because I wouldn't have assumed that Phantom was leading the market over the last month, nor would I have placed Aave in that second spot. So great point there. Ethereum sitting below the $2,000 psychological level, trading at $1,982. But Numbix does predict sideways accumulation up to the upside above 2,000, but below 2,100. One thing we'll note here is the market cap of Ethereum sitting at $239 billion. What I often like to look at and see is what is Ethereum's market cap in reference to Bitcoin. It typically sits somewhere around 50%. And if you start to see it rise towards 60% of Bitcoin's market cap, then know that there is certainly some action as far as bullish activity. Tether trading at $73 billion. But what is most important this week on Tether is that after the collapse of Terra Luna, there was an erase of about $10 billion off of the Terra market cap. So not stable of a stable coin. BNB, yesterday we shouted out our boy CZ. He's gotten beaten up over the last year, but has continued to make positive moves for Binance when it comes to regulators and also holding Terra Luna from a high value of $1.3 billion all the way to a publicized value of $2,400. So CZ, one of those people we love to hate and talk about in the media or on Twitter. However, BNB showing strength, remaining in the top 5 with a price of $329. USDC, the only coin as far as stable coin that did go up in market cap value during the Terra Luna collapse. So when we're looking at a stable coin that may have viability over the long term, USDC would be one that I certainly see possibility for. And then of course, DAI being the stable coin in the Maker DeFi Ethereum ecosystem. XRP, damn, you're below 41 cents now. We were talking about you yesterday, saying, come on, Brad Garlinghouse and team, you got to get it over. You got to get it together at Ripple. But man, it was at 25 cents back in 2017. And if you've held for 5 years, you haven't even made 100% return unless you did sell the top. So we'll see what happens with XRP after the settlement of the SEC case. And those yearly numbers look terrible there, Asher. I think we see XRP down 41% over the last 30 days. Yeah. 50% over the past year. So not a good time to be in the XRP market. BUSD, stablecoin of the Binance ecosystem with a market cap of $18 billion. Cardano, saw Charles Hoskinson and Richard Hart trading some barbs back and forth amongst themselves on Twitter. And that was very, very interesting to see as well. Solana trading under the $50 mark at $49.49. And then rounding out the top 10 and 11, Polkadot trading at $10, up 2%. And Hex trading at 8 cents, up 1.3%. Over the last 30 days, down 34%, but still over the past year, up 55%. So Hex showing some strength in the long term, some short-term volatility awaiting the launch of the PulseChain. KG, I know you are anticipating the launch chain as a founder, a creator on the Pulse. So what are your sentiments at this time?
In regards to just PulseChain in general?
Yes, to the launch of the PulseChain. When do you think that will be coming? Are you upset that it hasn't launched yet? Or how are you feeling about the current tide and roadmap as it pertains to it?
So me personally, I'm not upset that it's not launching. We're still building. So ideally, time for us is okay. We want our wallet, our product to come out as close to mainnet launch as possible. So the more time for us, the merrier right now. I know for the community, they're getting a little antsy, and I find myself getting antsy too sometimes, but a great product is being built. It's the first of its kind. And with innovation, there's always speed bumps. There's always bumps. So do your best to stay patient, stay faithful, and we should see PulseChain hopefully in the near future.
I love it. I think that is expert advice to remain patient and understand that software is difficult. A new developed blockchain does take time. And something I say in my corporate life is that you do have to move the goalposts sometimes when you're trying to do the extraordinary. And not only cloning the system state of Ethereum and then forking that to a new blockchain is something that has not happened before in the history of cryptocurrency, but has to be difficult for developers to deliver on when you want to prioritize security and uptime. So shout out to the developers out there on the PulseChain. You've heard it here live from KG, an actual creator, founder, who is working on a project to be delivered on the PulseChain. But he's patient and he still has faith and believes in the timeline and execution of the PulseChain mainnet launch itself. So lots to talk about in addition to the market. But Asherel, you the man in charge. Let's go, brother. What you got?
Yo, first want to say shout out to the people in the chat on our channel and the GOC. Rural Black, appreciate you. Ride home safe. Shout out to the Simon Family Investment Ventures. Definitely go check out their videos on the Gentleman of Crypto channel about Bitcoin investing and traveling and how to make it work best for your situation. John Thompson, Kid Dree Boy One, all you out there, appreciate y'all checking in. As you as well, Don Montoya, Hawksen Doom, and Alsamac88. Appreciate y'all checking in with us. So yeah, we're definitely getting into some PulseChain. Maybe touch on a few stories. KG, how long we got you for tonight? I know you're a busy man. We might get into some stories, get your thoughts. Yeah, definitely like Don Montoya said, first, we want to give, some prayers, well wishes to all those children. And I think a few adults who were killed down in Uvalde, Texas, outside of San Antonio. So never want to see that type of news coming down, especially on social media. So hopefully people who are injured can survive. And, I think they caught the suspect or the suspect is dead, but sad all around. We'll KG, if you watch, we'll cover different events and we try not to, we'll cover crypto. Sometimes there's a lot of death in the world. So we'll definitely cover that too. And always send well wishes and prayers for everyone affected by violence.
Absolutely. We'll get into that once we get to our down portion. Hopefully we have you for at least about 30, 45 more minutes, as plenty of content tonight for the Crypto Rascals and Warriors. So, hey, Asherel, man, where you want to start?
All right. Well, let me pull up my stories.
Yeah, man, you guys got me as long as I'm here, man. I'm in it tonight.
All right, good. We can go deep. We can dive into the crypto, and then we'll take you down the down part as well.
Love
no
it.
pun there. Awesome. Yeah, definitely glad to have you here. All right. All right, let's start with this story. GameStop rolls out MetaMask-like Ethereum wallet to support NFT marketplace. Meme stock company. Wow, I'm like, yo, man, put some respect on GameStop, bro. Like, wow. I remember when I first got a PlayStation and going to GameStop, GameStop, it was like, I have some fond memories, not just a meme stock company.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, some of these writers for Decrypt, they be throwing shade at people and half truths. So take what we cover on their site with a grain of salt, y'all. But it says GameStop has launched a new crypto wallet to accompany its upcoming NFT marketplace. Yo, Jams, what do you think about this? It said today it launched its non-custodial browser-based Ethereum wallet, similar to MetaMask.
Yes, so the wallet will function similar to MetaMask. It allows users to store, send, and receive various cryptocurrencies, and also hold their NFTs. I think it's important that this wallet will be non-custodial, and it's good to see them spending some of that meme stock cash that they received a year ago. Now, what I think is also important here is that the wallet will be utilizing the Loop Ring ZK rollup technology, which is a Ethereum layer 2 scaling protocol. And what do you know? Yesterday, when we were doing our market recap on Crypto and Down, what led the market? It was Loop Ring. So non-custodial, that's a good thing. I actually went into the wallet itself, clicked around. It looked pretty good and decent. So yes, the stock price itself is down. GameStop, as you know, retail is suffering. As you mentioned earlier, KG, all stocks are mostly down. I think the only thing up in markets today is farmland itself. Commodities are down. Dividend stocks are down. Tech stocks are down. So across markets, you have stocks that are down. GameStop being no different. Now they're launching this crypto wallet and a better NFT marketplace. However, as we always say, read all of the article, and at the bottom you will see GameStop reported a loss of $147.5 million in Q4 2021 against a $80 million profit reported in the same period the previous year. So looks like the CEO is GameStop is looking to start making investments in blockchain gaming and the cryptocurrency world itself. Will it change the tide and the narrative on GameStop? Maybe not, but we know that crypto is here to stay.
Yeah.
So
Think about these type of companies who are dependent on local foot traffic, and you can tell we're changing into a new era of how business is done. And I'm looking at people like, so following GameStop the past with the whole people trying to short it, the big players trying to short it, and then everyone pumping the price. I'm looking at GameStop, not that I followed it, but it's like, y'all got to pivot hard and start doing some interesting things to attract people locally to come to your place of business. Sometimes I sit there and be like, yo, y'all could do, there's so many ideas of what you could do to drive local traffic and actually maybe potentially make up for that loss that you're seeing if people aren't coming into your stores to buy games because they can just download them if they're ordering them online. You have to do something to reach the people wherever these stores are located to maybe potentially help make up for that loss. Google searches are up worldwide for places near me. So I'm just sitting here kind of like, I'd like to see what they're actually doing to raise revenue, because not just them, but a whole bunch of people are going to have to pivot real hard to make up for that local foot traffic and compete with the online space as well.
One thing that MetaMask learned, and there has been news of a impending mask coin, MASK token airdrop to users of MetaMask, is that with their in-app swap trading and the fee revenue generated, that really boosted their bottom line. And now they're anticipating an airdrop and give back to early adopters. GameStop may be making a similar play, saying, hey, if we can attract some gamers from who are loyal to us as retailers into our wallet and then start extracting fees, that could potentially help our bottom line. So good to see the CEO at GameStop at least trying. It is as king in Bitcoin. They say a base hit. That is something positive for the space. Is it going to send Bitcoin back to all-time highs? Absolutely not, but it's a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see GameStop going the NFT route, because even with the new consoles and stuff, a lot of them are opting out of even having a disc tray. So the days of going to GameStop, buying a disc, putting it in your console, I mean, you could just buy it on the Xbox or PlayStation Marketplace now. So it almost seems like an inevitability, and they're probably going to have to adapt their demise. So I'm glad to see they're doing that.
Couldn't agree more. It has to happen, and you would rather do it now than later. Retail investors have shown you a year ago that when we have a community effect and decide, you know what, let's stick it to the Citadel investors. Let's stick it to Griffin. Let's make sure Steve Cohen has to fork $1 billion over and lose it. And that once that power is shown to a corporate company, they better get on board, or as you say, face the inevitable. So great points there, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's this one kind of let's stay on the topic of NFTs. Pharrell Williams says Web3 is scaring the system. At
Yep.
VCon, the musician described how he sees blockchain technology changing the world for the better. And this article goes on to mention that he thought it could Web3 had the potential to impact the creative industries, but also on human rights and the wider world. We'll see that whether it takes away most of people's rights or potentially to make people freer. That is still yet to be seen. Probably be a little bit of both. He said he believes that a revolution is coming that will shake up the music industry, the financial system, and even government. And he thinks that blockchain and decentralized Web3 technology are the key to it. He did say that he was late to NFTs, which I saw Gary V was kind of like, you're still early, bro. But Jans, what do you think about one VCon as well as what Pharrell Williams had to say about NFTs?
Yo, so shout out to Gary V. I know he's not your favorite person.
I mean, I like Gary. I just give him his props as a great grifter. That's all.
Let me just make it explicit for those who don't know. Asherelle calls Gary V the greatest grifter of all time, moving from wines into e-commerce, then of course maximalizing his social media presence to becoming a face or the face of NFTs. So VCon conference having taken place in Minneapolis inside the arena of the Minnesota Vikings this past weekend was a huge event. One of the speakers being Pharrell Williams. Of course, him having produced some of the tracks such as Drop It Like It's Hot for Snoop Dogg or Happy for himself. But as you mentioned, he said, I was late to this space. So what he says, we have to take with a grain of salt. Out of his own mouth, he says, when I say I'm late, it's because I thought about it more than I did anything about it. And those thoughts are awesome because thoughts are things, right? But it doesn't really matter until you do something about it. I thought that was huge because that is very applicable in cryptocurrency today. We all think about things, but are we actually applying the knowledge or the conversations that we're hearing? Are you downloading the wallet and actually interacting to see how the protocol functions? Are you storing an NFT? Are you going to OpenSea and seeing how the fees or even the royalties are being paid out on NFTs? Do you understand what a floor price is? So I respect Pharrell Williams for explicitly stating, take what I say with a grain of salt because I'm late because I did not act upon the early knowledge that was given to me. But he goes on to say something else that I thought was really even more powerful. You come here talking to the people about the blockchain and Web3. What you should know is this is a moment in time where everything is changing right now. You all are looking at these old systems. You know that they're antiquated. You know that they don't work. And you're standing up and you're saying no more. So this is where the action is actually coming in these decentralized communities, in the crypto warriors, in the crypto rascals, where we are coming together and saying, not only are we going to move away from the traditional finance system, we are going to custody our own wealth and invest in items that we have researched versus what the government or various corporations have dictated to us. So definitely have to give Pharrell Williams his props for not only being honest about where he is in the space, but also empowering others to recognize what they can accomplish in this space also.
Yeah, I agree. Satoshi Slim says, ooh, that Pharrell, the crypto scientist that we turn to for information about the space. I dig Pharrell and Nas, but I don't go to them for financial information. I thought that was funny. Yo, it's good though that he said that. I mean, NFTs are so new, and I'm down on the NFTs as how they are now. I think probably things have to be built out and in a way where musicians can actually take advantage of them, and allowing to them to produce their own music and earn royalties and kind of create better loyalty programs. I think that's probably maybe the best thing to come out of NFTs, maybe initially, maybe just better loyalty programs rewarding you, and giving you access to, for example, basketball games, things like that. We talked about Ice Cube and the Big Three. And then what was that car company? Was it that Italian car company who, for you, whoever bought their new car,
You're issued an
you were
NFT.
issued an NFT?
Yeah,
Which,
your
yeah,
oil changes and basically your car care maintenance are then tracked on a NFT record. And if, say, you were to sell the car versus going to a centralized party such as Carfax and then reporting back the record of that, you would then be able to verify that record on a public ledger. So those applications, whether insurance contracts, make sense when it comes to NFTs. What do you think about NFTs in general, KG?
So yeah, I know when people hear NFT, they immediately think of like 8-bit art or Bored Apes, but that really is just the natural progression of it, right? Because that's the creative side of the human mind is working and acting, and that's what it's manifesting. But just like you said, there is endless opportunities and use cases for NFTs. Deeds of houses, deeds of cars, medical records, insurance policies. I mean, you name it, you can use NFTs. Pharrell said he's late. Dude, we're just scratching the surface. Not only crypto in general, and every part of crypto technology. If you're here now watching this video, talking about crypto, learning about crypto, you're early. This is the future.
I love that because the road way is so long. There's just, as you said, so many different applications for NFTs. And one thing I wanted to mention, shout out to Satoshi Slim in the comment section, one of the faithful gentlemen of crypto warriors out there. One thing I think about when we're talking about celebrities in this space is even Seth Green, reputable actor, comedian Seth Green, who purchased a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, who was going to be using that in an upcoming movie, had his Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT stolen. I put stolen in air quotes because every time someone says that I've recently seen that their NFTs have been stolen, Asherelle, sorry to put you on the spot, but how was the NFT stolen? I know we've broken it down very on Crypto and Down, the number one method of losing your crypto. What did he do?
he was all right, I don't know how to laugh at this man's pain, but he was trying to mint another collection, I guess using the same wallet that he had his Bored Apes in. And apparently it may have been some random link he got sent. I don't know, man. This dude got fished to the they caught a big one.
I mean, not only did he lose a Bored Ape, he lost a couple of mutants, and he also lost a Doodles as well. So when you have these celebrity figures who literally are the spokespeople or going to various studios and saying, hey, I have the intellectual property rights to this NFT. I want to create a movie. And of course, the studio wants to capitalize. But what have these celebrities not done? Their due diligence, spent hours on the Twitter threads, hours watching Richard Hart, hours watching King Bless and Bitcoin Zay, or even ourselves here on Crypto and Down. We talk about phishing attacks which originally started at AOL back in the 90s when one employee was compromised. What happened here? He clicked a link and it was a phishing attack. He had, as you precisely stated, Asherelle, attempted to mint, and actually that was a scam. He lost his NFTs, and Darkwing84 said, shit, I'm putting them up for sale, and if you want them back, too bad. And now his movie is on hold because he doesn't actually own that Bored Ape Yacht Club any longer. So the question then becomes, KG, does he own the rights to create a movie for a NFT which he no longer holds in his wallet.
Oh man, this is where it gets like weird and philosophical because technically he doesn't own it anymore. Like if you have a car and someone steals the car, yeah, it was stolen, it was taken from you unrightfully, but it's technically like, because but even in the car scenario, your name's still on the title. His name's not on the title anymore. So
that's a great point. It's like it's not even tied to his wallet. Now we can see it on the public ledger that at one point in time he did own it, and there were some legal professionals deeper into the article who basically stated that it is murky legal territory because, say for instance, what if Darkwing 84 decided to sue Seth Green for releasing that movie because he didn't actually own the IP rights to that any longer? As Jeff Roberts states, Seth Green's Bored Ape problem is not rooted in copyright. Bored Ape Yacht Club owns that, but in Bored Ape Yacht Club's broad license, meaning that they grant licensing rights to the holders of that NFT. The only safe spot is that license gives the purchaser fairly broad use of the IP and doesn't exclude criminal bad faith buyers. So he could proceed, but then on the back end, you would hope that the court would step in and say this NFT was acquired in a illegal manner. Thus, you don't own that NFT. The rightful owner.
I would say no one actually owned these NFTs. At the end of the day, I mean, I guess, you know, you're talking about, is that a philosophical question? I'm like, nobody owns it. So, because I'm like, yeah, and then you talk about ownership versus the whole copyright thing and who has the legality to sue. To me, this is where like, yo, what's going to bring in the regulation quicker than you can say Jiminy Cricket? That's going to be celebrities doing stupid shit, falling for a 20-year-old scam. You should know better. You should know better, Seth. You've been on the internet for longer than I have, probably. You should know better. So what's going to bring these regulators in the courts, it's going to be over NFTs. So over pictures of monkeys that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's going to bring the regulators down on all of our heads who want to freely interact in this space without Uncle Sam looking over our shoulder. So when I see stuff like this, I'm just like, at the end of the day, no one owns it because it's code and numbers on the blockchain, you know, whatever. To me, let live and let live.
Hey, I love it. No one is wrong or right because these are questions that we technically haven't had to ask ourselves in a present sense.
Yeah.
During the domain days, you know, I wonder what the volatility looked like if you were to still, you know, www.medications.com. You know, I'm sure there was some backroom dealing and stuff around how we reached who owns www.google.com. Like, definitely some conversations were had.
And you know what's a kind of a crazy thought too is, so Seth Green, his stolen NFT is probably more valuable because people are buying it on the speculative value that Seth Green may buy it back from them. So it probably gives it more value.
Absolutely. And you'll have a floor price or a rarity for certain NFTs based on their traits. But just the blockchain history of that NFT itself is more valuable. And knowing that there are studios vying for the actual intellectual rights to utilize them in a movie. That increases the value tenfold. And he's begging on Twitter, hey bro, please send me my NFT.
That dude had like 80 more followers.
Buy or sell.
like come on, man, do the right thing. And unfortunately, which we stress here, do not invest in money you cannot lose. Prioritize your security and understand, if you do not or have not triple verified that NFT mint link, meaning in Discord, on the Twitter, on the website, do not click that link.
I was reading the chat just now, and some people were like, "I don't feel sorry for him," and I was like, you know what, Seth Green? I don't know Seth Green. I just know if there is one person from like the early 2000s who I've like first known about in Hollywood who I would not feel sorry for, it would be Seth Green. Sorry, so, like fuck that guy. I don't feel sorry for you at all.
Hey, man.
Like maybe somebody else, but you, Seth, nah.
But Satoshi's right. I mean, he called out why you should not listen to people such as Pharrell Williams or any of the other heads, because ultimately, yes, they may be right on the larger argument, but you have to make sure that you are hearing the real message, which means you can lose your ass in crypto. And Seth just pay his tuition.
Yeah, who else should we not listen to? WeWork founder raises $70 million for carbon credit crypto project. We were talking about A16Z. A16Z leads round. Adam Newman. I don't know much about this Adam Newman guy, but he has scam all over him. Plus, he's doing this carbon credit crypto project. Yuck to that. Jams, what's going on here?
You're on fire today. You are absolutely on fire. Yesterday, we did a breakdown on the state of crypto from Andreessen Horowitz and A16Z. And we had a big asterisk or red flag that said, yes, this is a great amount of research from some of the most well-paid analysts, but they also invest in various projects. So there will be a spin on the narrative that comes from A16Z. Not even a day later, we get a story that a lead round by them includes the scammer known as Adam Newman, the WeWork founder, who raised $70 million for what? Carbon credits. Probably the biggest scam going around the world today. Let's see what are the projections of how big this scam will be in the future. I believe they said that carbon credits are expected to grow to a amount of $700 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, hey, you gotta find that quote. What did he say? I told the group to, hey, go find me something that could make money, or here, what was that quote in this article that I read of how they came up with this?
And while you look that up, I just want to read this part right here. Many people don't know what carbon credits are. The credits trade until they're redeemed by an end user, meaning that person or company gets to claim the offset's environmental impact. So no matter how much Amazon or how much Google or any of these corporations pollute the world, they can go to WeWork founder and carbon credit crypto project and say, hey man, we're going to give you $10 million. You take that $10 million and then go invest into some trees. Whether or not those trees get actually built is not a part of the carbon credit process. You purchase the credits and then it is an offset. This is a scam that is supposedly maximizing conservation efforts, but this is truly a way to make money. So Flow Carbon, I hope your project goes to zero, because we do not believe in carbon credits. We do not support WeWork. Do better, A16Z. Come on, man.
Yeah, he said, Flow Carbon CEO Dan Gibber said in an interview with the Business of Business in March that the Newman family asked the 166-second team to come up with a company that would maximize their conservation efforts and make money. The result is Flow Carbon.
And carbon credits are a scam. I mean,
that's just a tax on us. That sounds like, yo,
it's the biggest. It's truly the biggest scam.
Man, it's crazy what this what we call it, the ESG and all this craziness coming down the pike. Like, soon it's going to be extra taxes just to like walk around.
I mean, I just don't understand how you can sell pollution. Like to me, it makes absolutely no sense in the world for a company to say, we are carbon neutral because we spent $2 billion on a certificate which permits us to pollute more than anyone else. So as long as we pay into this pyramid scheme, then we can continue to do business as usual. So when they're talking climate change, make sure you ask, what about those carbon credits? Are you doing something to clean up the environment, or are you just paying executives and managers to continue business as usual?
Yeah, business as usual. All right. Ooh, which story do I want to get into next? All right, let's get into this story. A little Fed talk, and then yeah, we can dive into internet money.
Man, money time,
And
man.
yeah, man, we've been stalling a little bit, but here it
No
says Fed finds unbanked Americans are turning to crypto at a higher rate. 12% of Americans bought or used cryptocurrency in 2021, according to the U.S. Federal Reserve's annual survey on financial well-being. Interesting. 12 bought or used. It'd be cool. It's a pretty high number. They said the Fed found that 13% of Americans using crypto for payments do not have bank accounts, up from 6% among people who don't use crypto at all. Meanwhile, 27% of people using crypto for payments report they don't have a credit card, up from 17% of the people who don't hold or use crypto. Just thinking about those statistics of like why these big cats would hate crypto is like can't get them on them credit cards. People are using crypto. Just some interesting things that I just thought of. I think overall, so my mindset, and this will kind of touch on your project, peer-to-peer internet money as well, where I'm in the more I listen to different people who I learn from, who I would consider knowledgeable in the space, specifically, and I know this may come more so at certain projects than others, but the idea of how to use cryptocurrencies, the idea of hodling versus using it for payments, and should be crypto, which cryptos should you hold and wait for them to go up, and which ones should you be utilizing to buy stuff. For me, when I look at it, I would say Hex, looking at it, was only one I would consider as far as hodling and just putting money into it and waiting for it to go up. And then kind of all of these other ones, utilizing it is if you can buy it, buy goods and services with it, and then buy some more of the cryptocurrency, and then making it eventually where as you go through those ebbs and flows of the market, you're still dollar cost averaging into your cryptos, but you're also utilizing it where you can to purchase goods and services, support other people who are accepting cryptocurrency, and thus for growing that ecosystem of people who can use it, who are unbanked or would not like to utilize credit cards. So I mean, that's probably more so of like a grassroots movement, but my idea is like maybe there's only 2 cryptocurrencies out there that are worth holding and waiting for the price to go up. And then if someone will accept it. I was just thinking about this because I bought subscribed to a newsletter and used some Bitcoin to buy it and subscribe for a year. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It'd be nice if I bought this when the price of Bitcoin is up, so I wouldn't have to spend so much. But I do like the idea of finding stuff and paying for things in cryptocurrency. So my goal, try to do that more.
I hear that completely. And you're right. There seem to be cryptos that are made for holding and cryptos that are made for spending. Hex is a good example. I agree with you. That's a crypto made for holding because it's a stream of passive income. So why do you want to sell the assets that generate you more assets? You want to hold those. I don't want to pay for a pizza in Hex. I want to pay for a pizza in internet money because its whole branding and ecosystem is made to, and I'm not going to go on the internet money tangent, but just a good example because it's made to exchange hands. It's made to be bought, traded, sold. It's made to move. So why not use the cryptos that are made to move?
And I think you made a great segue because internet money, as you said, is supposed to be transactional, peer-to-peer, moving from wallet to wallet. We'll take a quick break here, but then we'll take our deep dive into internet money. So shout out to the Crypto Rascals and Crypto Warriors in the comments section. We will be back in just a few moments.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like you like it. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Biotech will smack your head.
Yo, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. All right, let's get into internet money. KG, the floor is yours. We can talk about internet money. We can talk about the wallet. We can talk about where the development is in relation to, I guess, the PulseChain launch. Some of the things you've run into as far as challenges as you've been on this journey. But first, I guess just give a little bit of a background of what inspired you and your dad, Don, to wanted to create a cryptocurrency, and how has that been going?
Well, it's been going amazing. The journey's been amazing. The experience has been amazing. I've learned so much that I think you can only learn by being on this side of it. Sure, you can understand it intellectually, but there's experiential and intellectual. So I've learned a lot. It's definitely made me much more savvy in the crypto space, and I would never trade this experience. I guess what inspired us to make a crypto was we've been in the PulseChain community pre-PulseChain sacrifice. I remember the days of talking game theory about, actually, I said this before, but JJ, you were one of the first people that I heard going into the PulseChain space. And I remember you had the character with like the slicked hair and the hex eyes on your Telegram thing, and just the early game theory. And as we learned more about the PulseChain ecosystem, we realized that there was one essential role that was not being fulfilled, and that was targeting the new person to crypto and giving them the easy, approachable, understandable experience getting into crypto and giving them the tools by which to onboard into crypto. And what better place to do that than PulseChain? So our overall goal and what inspired us was twofold. One, how can we help grow the PulseChain ecosystem? Two, just like Seth Green getting wrecked, I'm glad you brought that story up. Yeah, we could laugh at him and stuff, but that's a loss for crypto. That's bad PR for crypto. We don't want stories of people getting wrecked. We want stories of people becoming millionaires, people freeing themselves from their oppressive financial systems. So yeah, he should have done more research, but it also shouldn't be that hard to understand crypto. And we want to build tools. We want to provide education and assets to interact with that just makes sense. And that's what led to internet money. And like, we even talked to, we're doing more learning about like trademarking and stuff. And because internet money actually encompasses this whole thing, it's not even like, it's so relevant to the space that you almost can't even trademark it. It's weird because all of crypto is internet money. So even down to our branding, the name, the logo, everything, we just wanted to be approachable and palatable.
Yeah. I forgot a question I was going to ask. Jams, do you have a question you wanted to?
So if we can go ahead and just take a look at the IamCrypto.net that we dropped into the comment section for all the warriors. You mentioned the logo. Branding is always important. You talked about my avatar. Yes, that was Alfalfa. The little rascals, we call ourselves the Crypto Rascals. So who was Alfalfa? He was a lover. He was a believer. Got his heart broken, but he still kept believing in love and ultimately ended up as the champion and winner. So branding is important. It's something that hopefully will stick in the memory. And you said something that really, really jumped out, is that internet money is all encompassing. You wanted it to be accessible. There is this barrier of entry into crypto where what is crypto? I don't even understand C phrases. I don't understand what a wallet is. Make it make sense. And I think you're attempting to do this with easy, accessible emblems in your branding and then understandable language. Cryptocurrency is what? Internet money.
Internet money.
Makes perfect. Where would you like to take us next in our journey through the internet money ecosystem?
So you're looking at our site, and this is actually one of the updates we have coming soon. We're actually going to have a full website revamp. Everybody watching this video, if you want to go ahead and click on actually internet money, there I am. This is the first project, the first token in the ecosystem. We launched on Binance Smart Chain, and if you buy on Binance Smart Chain and hold going into the PulseChain fork, you get a 1-to-1 copy of internet money on PulseChain. So we've already launched on PulseChain testnet, tested our airdrop code. It works. It's awesome. We're on PulseX. So yeah,
I'll run through that one because I think that's huge. So in order to acquire internet money today, you can buy on PancakeSwap on the Binance Smart Chain, and then you receive a 1-to-1 copy of your internet money on the PulseChain. But the bigger point you made is that you have deployed the airdrop code on the PulseChain testnet, and it is functioning. So not only is it functioning, you have proven market viability on the Binance Smart Chain as of today. Great to know that, bro.
Yeah, thank you. It's actually pretty cool to test these things. You know, we actually have really amazing developers on this project. So we have a very intelligent and savvy team. I feel very blessed and honored to have them.
I was going to say, can you talk a bit more about the developers? Where did you source them from? Were these friends or were these people that you found on Fiverr or Upwork? As some projects recently found out that by outsourcing the wrong developers and not removing their access could potentially lead to your bridge being liquidated of all of its funds. Some people would call that a hack, but I call that not being operationally secure. So question, where'd you find your guys, man?
So at this point, everyone who has developed for us has come from the PulseChain community. Some of the developers that did work for us also have done and do work for Richard Hart himself. So up until this point, we've had reputable developers, well known in the community. Going forward, though, working on the wallet, we actually we outsourced and we built our own team, for the dedicated team to the wallet, working on our project solely, and we have 8 developers.
Wow.
We also hired a CTO, a project manager, and we're a very organized team. It's awesome. Like weekly we meet, development team, myself, Don, our CTO. We right now we're in the discovery phase. I can jump more into that in a minute, but yeah, we have a very strong, diverse team.
Yeah.
I
always think about that part of where are you going to get developers, since this is so new, like blockchain technology. Not a lot of people are familiar with it. Depending on what network you're on, the code may be different. Like I'm trying to learn how to code my own Bitcoin wallet by myself, and I'm using like in JavaScript. So I'm trying to learn that. But you know, I hear Ethereum has Solidity, a different language, and then so PulseChain, we were talking about it probably being done on Go or with Go type of coding language. So I think that's one thing a lot of us don't even really think about is, with all this money's pouring in, but the developers, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, as far as where are these developers coming from, not coming from, but just the lack of developers, and to be able to build out some of these things and these big concepts that we want as far as like a decentralized world. So we're going to have a huge swath of developers learn how to interact. And it seems from listening to different, especially Richard Hart, talking about his coders, it's very hard to put these things together, and you have to double check because once you launch, things go wrong. There are millions of dollars on the line, even sometimes billions. So yeah, it's always, that part is very interesting to me of like, yeah, how to actually source those developers. So it's good that a degree of separation from the people who have actually worked on PulseChain, and kind of you can create a good community where people can start working for each other more as they're launching new projects on PulseChain. So thanks for that info.
Agreed. I think
Sure.
the exact number, or the most recent number I've seen released, is that there are approximately 1,400 active developers on the Ethereum blockchain projects. But we were just looking at the price. Price not as important early on. As you say, there's still development. But I want to get into the second portion of the discussion, the wallet itself. You've talked about the coin, internet money, the token that will be brought over to the PulseChain from the Binance Smart Chain. You'll receive a one-to-one copy. But what about this wallet? Can you please explain? I don't believe this was something that had all the way been released when you first were on Crypto and Down. So give me the 411. We need the alpha. What's up with the wallet?
So yeah, the wallet is what's going to wrap our whole ecosystem together.
Awesome.
We are building a native PulseChain wallet, and as we can tell right now, it's going to be the first one to be on PulseChain, ready for PulseChain, and it will in the future support more chains. But whereas for anyone new watching, if you were to download MetaMask, you are natively connected to Ethereum. This wallet, when you download it, right now the name is Internet Money Wallet. Can't be more relevant than that.
I love it.
You'll be natively connected to PulseChain. Now, there's a couple cool features that our wallet is going to have that no other wallet in the crypto space has at this time. We will be the first ones to do it. And going back to our ethos of making crypto approachable and making onboarding easy. When users download our wallet, they're going to be airdropped free Pulse, the native token for PulseChain, and free internet money, IM. So there's not going to be KYC. So you could literally be sitting down, having dinner with your friend, your family, and say, hey, download this app. It's going to be an Android, iOS app, and a Chrome extension for those more serious. Download this app. You get free crypto. We give them the gas. We give them the cash. And they're ready to rock in the crypto space, just like that. No risk.
I absolutely love it. So just by registering a wallet on the PulseChain, you will automatically, and downloading this wallet, you will automatically be airdropped. I am the internet money, peer-to-peer cash on the PulseChain, and Pulse, the layer 1 network blockchain itself. So that's very, very cool. Can't wait till the PulseChain mainnet launches. Any other items we need to know about internet money today? We know how to get it. We know where to get it. We know we're going to get an airdrop. We know about the wallet. What would be the fifth thing for the crypto rascals and warriors to know about internet money?
So the final piece of our ecosystem, I like to say this as much as possible because I want as many people as possible to know that, again, another thing we're doing that no other crypto wallet has done is we are the first wallet tokenizing wallet fees. So our second currency, internet money dividend, or IMD, holders of this token will receive a portion of the fees that the wallet generates on PulseChain. Simply by holding the token, you will earn passive income in the form of Pulse. Right now, you may have to claim it, but no other wallet has done that. We're sharing in the fees. There's a fixed supply. We already held the sacrifice for it. It was successful, and that supply has been allocated. So if you want to get that one, you'll have to buy it off the sacrifice. But that's what we're doing with the ecosystem. And we actually, the final cool update about the wallet is we just had a call with our development team on Monday.
Okay.
And they already built a prototype. It's no UI, no front end. It's all just basic code and basic back end. But it successfully connected to PulseChain, generated a 24-word seed phrase, send and receive PulseChain assets, and you were able to import tokens all in the PulseChain test. And so it was really cool to see that. So we're moving.
We're moving fast. That sounds like a functioning wallet to me. If you have the private keys and you can send and receive, I think that's what we need to have a functioning wallet. Can't wait for the launch of the PulseChain. Internet money dividend sounds huge as well, because MetaMask keeps talking about the launch of the mass token. But here you are saying once PulseChain launches, my developers are ready to go. So best of luck to you, KG. Follow KG on Twitter at BrotherKDG. Check out Internet. I keep wanting to call you Internet Money Gang. I don't know why. Please follow Internet Money on Twitter, and then also understand that there will be a wallet. And are you the first wallet on the PulseChain exclusively? I know MetaMask is interchangeable and you can switch over to the PulseChain, and then Staker app is supposed to have that functionality as well that they're testing, but hasn't released outside of beta. Are you the first exclusive wallet dropping on the PulseChain?
As of right now, I mean, Richard Hart, there's been rumors.
Yes, rumors.
But as far as actually developing, yes, I believe. Now, if time permits and we do make it first to market, we will be the first. And Staker app, another great tool in the space, but they only support 3 assets. They only support USDC, ETH, and Hex.
Yep.
So, it's and their wallet, beautiful. I use it, but still not really for the newbies.
Absolutely. And originally there was a price to open a Gnosis safe, which is basically the back end of the Staker app, which I love. The UI, I'm also a user of the Staker app.
Beautiful.
Shout out to Steph and Firebun and all of those guys in the Hexagon community continuing to develop. But just wanted to give yourself some credit. Hey, man, if you're first, you're first. If you're exclusively developing on the PulseChain, but then going to support various other blockchains and additional pieces as well, you have to give yourself some credit. Let me check out the comment section really quickly before we move into some down. Strictly 3 Sports says, coming in late from what I've heard, Pulse was a scam. How can something be a scam if it hasn't even released yet? But not going to even go there. Dumb says, I commend you for it. You have made it much further than 99% of all other humans on the planet. That's a fact, Don Montoya. We are ahead of the game. Shout out to John Thompson. He says, some people call everything a scam until their neighbors get rich buying while they were calling it a scam. We're not here to say whether something is a scam or not. We're here to do our research, our due diligence, promote the conversations in the PulseChain ecosystem. Next week, we may have Liquid Loans on, or we may have the Power City ecosystem. These are real people willing to come before the camera, dox themselves, put their money where their mouth is by having a development team, having liquidity on the blockchain, and then making promises that they intend to keep and deliver upon. So KG, Don Montoya, Internet Money team, you have our respect, and we definitely will continue to have you here on Crypto and Down to get the latest and updates from you. And with that being said, Asherel, you know how we do here. KG, it's not your first time on Crypto and Down. We like to get through the market, get to the news, talk to our guests, but now it's time to get down, tell it like it is, bring it live, direct, uncut. There's been some crazy shit happening in the world. So Asherel, man, let me take a deep breath. I probably got to drink some water too, man. Let's talk.
What do you want to talk about?
Hey, man, we got to talk about, our home state, a place we know as Texas, a place that we were born and raised in, a place where our friendship started, as teenagers. And with the bloodshed happening today in Uvalde, Texas, a town south Texas near San Antonio, just west towards the Mexico border. So, just behind me over there. And it's really, really sad that we've gotten to the point where kids getting killed in schools, elementary schools, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old, 18 kids have shot and killed by 18-year-old. I mean, I I don't know what else to say. We were on here just last week talking about the shooting in Buffalo, tried to give an impassioned speech and say, like, I hate that I feel so numb, but I'm not really numb to this. Like, I'm kind of pissed off, a little mad. I have a 2 year old, I have a daughter who will be here in a month. And it's like, do I homeschool them? Is it ingrained in our society that we accept violence? Do we arm everybody? Who do we blame? Do we blame ourselves? We kill people across the world. We have an acceptance of violence in video games, music. It's culturally cool to shoot and kill until there's a mass shooting in a school system. So crypto won't fix that. Me getting here on Crypto and Down or the Gentleman of Crypto won't fix that. But rest in peace to those kids. Fuck killing one another. Can we please just decide that humans should have the right to live their lives, especially kids? At one point, kids were off limits, but now we are killing one another day by day. I do want to read some statistics that I looked up before the show, so I wouldn't just be here on my soapbox. And these are recent statistics from the Pew Research on gun violence, what the data says about gun deaths in the U.S. Let me share this with Asherelle so we can take a look at what the violence actually says in America today, or the research actually says in America today. Rest in peace to the kids in Uvalde. Much love to their parents that are dealing with this violence. But we have to actually look at the numbers themselves, the analysis from the FBI, so we know what's happening. In 2020, the most recent year for which complete data is available, 45,000 people died from gun-related injuries. That includes murders and suicides. So, what share were murders? What share were suicides? 54% of all gun-related deaths in the U.S. were suicides, while 43% were murders, so 24,000 versus 19,000. The remaining were unintentional, 535, involved law enforcement, 611. So we talk about the involved law enforcement of 611, but do we talk about the 24,000 that were suicides, or the 20,000, 19,384 that were murders? Nearly 8 in 10, so 79% of U.S. murders involved a firearm. So 19,000 out of 24,500. That marked the highest percentage since at least 1968. So if that doesn't show you, hey, we got a problem here in America statistically, not just on how many people are being killed, but how many people are dying behind gun violence itself. I don't care which side of the aisle you sit on, the numbers are what they are. And we're not here on Crypto and Down to preach and say vote one way or the other, or politicize the death of little children. We just want people to look at the numbers and say, if you don't see anything wrong with 45,000 people dying in 1 year behind gun violence, who the hell are we to preach freedom, democracy, liberty to anyone else across the world? If there's a world war happening in Ukraine, shit, looks like there's a world war happening here in America too. Numbers speak for themselves. 3,000 people died on September the 11th, and we immediately prioritized the war on terror and making sure that America would never be struck again. 43,000 people died in 2020, and we ain't done shit about it, and we're here in 2022. So rest in peace to those kids. Much love to those families, and I hope America, we get our shit together. Hey man, I know it's a hard thing to talk about, little kids dying. We want to talk crypto, but the truth of the matter is we are losing people in churches, we losing people in schools, and no matter how rich we are, if we are scared to leave our houses because of COVID, because of racism, because of murders, what kind of people are we? Shout out to the crypto rascals, crypto warriors, for not being those people and for actually trying to get our world away from the things that plague us. Asherel, KG, I know I just kind of went on a rant, a tirade, but I love my people in Texas. I'm cool with the Latinos. There's good people along that border. They work hard. They are some of the most underprivileged people in the United States, having fought to be a part of two countries at once. So I hate to see them be plagued by violence, especially when they weren't doing shit but just trying to go to school and get an education.
Yeah, it's truly horrible that happened. I was actually reading up on that earlier, and I had to go outside because I started to feel sick. I have two children myself, and the same question you just said or asked, my wife and I right now, we're considering homeschool versus public school, and you hear stuff like this, and it's like, I don't want to send my kids to school. I just don't, because it's like these mass shooters are targeting schools because they get extreme media coverage, and in their lives they feel, I don't know this guy, I don't know everybody's story, but probably he felt unheard, unseen, and he wanted to be famous, and so he goes and does something crazy so that he could get that validation. But it's horrible. I don't know what the answer is. I don't have the answer, but like you said, man, shout out to families. And it's a hard question to answer, because what do you strap up all the teachers? Does every teacher have a gun? I mean, maybe. Do you put armed security guards on every campus? Maybe. But then do the schools have the resources for that? I mean, it may be an unanswerable question or an unsolvable problem.
Yeah, I think it can only be solved as individuals, taking that responsibility on yourself to do what you can. So talking about homeschooling, I'm a little bit biased since I was homeschooled myself personally for most of my life. So I'm always going to say, yeah, I used to wear a shirt that said homeschool. Kind of embarrassing, I remember. But
that's why you're honestly one of the best people I know. And I know your parents, I know your family. And maybe that's where we start, man. We have to start prioritizing families. We have to start understanding that working together at home in our communities, looking out for one another is the best place. KG, Internet Money was founded in your family by your people. So that you have your people's back. And hopefully we can start doing that in America again today, because I don't want to read any more stories of little kids getting shot, mass shootings across America. I hate covering stories like that. I'd rather just rag on other people. And to make it a bit political, I think that may have been the writing on the wall for Mr. Governor Greg Abbott. Sir, you're running for governor. Today was actually election day in Texas.
Bro, we don't want Beto.
No one. but
I'm just like, yo,
no one wants Beto. But when the governor has 15 to 18 to 20 bodies on his hands at a elementary school, having pushed for certain applications of certain understandings of laws, then, hey, man, somebody has to give, something has to speak. But not here to predict what will happen in the fall election, but you better believe we will be here to cover it when it does happen. Just rest in peace to those kids, man. America, get your shit together, you rag bitch. Excuse my language.
And let's switch gears a little bit. I know this is a down portion, but perusing Twitter, I saw this from Unusual Whales, the account. It says, Wall Street Bank lobby says it is currently against a U.S. digital dollar. ABA, BPI add that the CBDC would likely drain deposits from bank system. I just thought that was interesting how, we talk about the CBDC, definitely not being good for banks either. So we may find it where some of these commercial banks are fighting to stay alive and may have to potentially, to turn over to an internet money, being like, well, maybe we should, so I don't know. We'll see how this thing progresses between these different banks and crypto. But I just kind of randomly saw that. Wanted to bring that up. Just change the topic a little bit here. You got anything else, Jams, that you've seen today as far as the down portion of our show? I know heavy news, so it's kind of hard to just
man,
over that. But
yeah, man, that was the heaviest news I've kind of seen in a while. I know Joe Biden and his administration was supposed to get up on TV today and speak after the world tour with Muhammad, my man. They went over to Asia. They went to leave Japan, Taiwan, or actually South Korea. Excuse me. They went to South Korea, and of course, Joe Biden puts his foot in his mouth and says, "Yeah, if the Chinese attack Taiwan, we going to war." And then all of his advisor was like, he didn't really mean to say that. Like, he just meant that we'll protect the sovereignty. And now he's supposed to make a speech tonight, or maybe making it right now. I haven't gotten any notifications, so I guess he still no, he live right now. He live. Yeah. So he was supposed to give a speech and capitalize on the moment and say we have to act. But yeah, also, hold on. I did think about something else I saw. Did you see the Pfizer CEO who said that he misspoke about the pill that people were going to take that would have a chip inside to know whether or not people will be in compliance with their doctor's orders or the government state's orders? And he wasn't really talking about COVID vaccines, but he was talking about other vaccines and other medicines that were on market but didn't get approved to go to market. So supposed to be not alarmed that we're just supposed to be we're not supposed to be alarmed because it did make it to market, and he wasn't talking about the COVID.
Is he working with the World Economic Forum?
That's where he was at when he said it.
Oh, so hold up. This probably goes right along with what he was saying.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on. We're developing.
I don't want to be tracked more. That's scary.
What a ghoul, man. Like, when I look, when we're all slaves in 10 years, not us, because, we've been talking about and warning what's coming. Hopefully we can work together to dodge this. But when the common man, everyone who's been saying, yay, carbon tax, yay, green energy, yay, this WeWork guy, carbon footprints, when it's like, oh, you get to track your own carbon footprint? No, that just means they get to track you and give you points on where you shop, where you can travel. Oh, you wanted to travel to Western Europe this year? Well, man, that's gonna be negative 1,000 carbon points.
Your carbon footprint's too big already. You can't go there. You can't drive today.
And did you have that nice steak? You had that nice steak yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you can't eat another steak for another month because your carbon footprint will be hurt.
This is getting so dystopian.
Hey, you gotta actually check out the video. So it came out that he said this at the World Economic Forum back in 2018, the CEO of Pfizer. So he was in Davos, and the fact checker said, of course, this isn't true, because the video he was referring to another pill developed by a company approved by the FDA. And this had a ingestible sensor digital track where the patients took their medicine. But it was just to treat schizophrenia and bipolar and major depression. and went on to state that this ingestible pill was a tiny chip that sends a wireless signal to relevant authorities when the pharmaceutical has been digested. He slipped and then said, imagine the compliance. Here we are in 2022, and they are saying you need passports digitally and provide your vaccine compliance when they have already have FDA approved chips that can be ingestible and will tell them whether or not you are compliant. No, this isn't just becoming dystopian. This is fucking reality, man.
Oh my! And dude, okay, I'm big on Reddit, and there's a conspiracy theory subreddit, and they on the conspiracy subreddit, they've been talking about pills in your hand and microchips in your hand and all this type of stuff for years, and just it's tinfoil hat stuff. And here it is, right before our very eyes. They say again.
With the fact checker, that's the part that makes it even crazier. Is that they're like, oh yeah, the conspiracy theories are spewing these lies about Pfizer. It's actually another company, and the FDA approved it. And yes, it actually is real that this exists. It's like, thank you, fact checker, for confirming exactly what the hell we thought. And yeah, man, those implantable RFIDs, the radio frequency identification chips that were supposedly implantable in hands, we've moved from that to now actual chips that are sending frequencies back to our doctors, letting us know, hey, did you take your medicine or not?
See, that's where it starts. They inch their way into more control, right? Whoever they is, okay? They inch their way into more. Oh, it's good for you. It's for schizophrenia. It's for major mental disorders. That's what it's for. But then all of a sudden, it just, we'll use it for this too. And then it's, for your safety here. And then for your safety there. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know. You just use your imagination.
That's where we are, man. That's why we started at the crypto and work our way down. So if they only watch the first part of the show, they'd be like, yo, that makes a lot of sense. But then when we start to keep it real, I don't know if everybody's ready to hear that part.
They start dropping off.
Before we go today, last words. Just much love again to those families in Texas. KG, thank you for coming through, kicking it with us, invigorating the conversation about the PulseChain, letting the people know that the PulseChain has real developers, real people that are creating projects and making sure that this ecosystem lasts for the long run. Any last words from you, KG, and then Asherelle, brother? It's all yours now.
Again, thank you guys for having me on. Thank you for all you do for the community. Please don't ever stop doing this. You guys bring amazing content, amazing information, and education to the space. And I'm thankful and honored to be here. And again, like you said, to those families and to the victims, rest in peace. And my heart goes out to everyone involved. It's terrible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Am I back? Am I good?
Yes,
sir.
Yo, yeah. Thanks again for being with us. Awesome to have you on. We'll definitely, we'll see when PulseChain launches, probably in winter. So maybe we'll have you on then when it launches. And as you get closer to the launch, we'll definitely have you and Don on, hopefully, and talk about the wallet, because I'm excited for the wallet, especially to see how that develops and kind of learn a little bit more about your inner workings with some of the things you've learned and things like that, and issues you've had to overcome undertaking this like massive business project. So I think it's cool to see and to talk to people doing this stuff in cryptocurrency. I think that's one of the reasons why, we definitely want to talk, shoot the shit, but definitely talk to people like yourself who are actually being innovative in the space and going through all those hurdles of actually taking something to market, a business project. So it's cool to see people doing that in cryptocurrency. So appreciate you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Crypto went down. We'll catch you sometime this week or the next. Peace.
Peace.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. hit the like button. Biotech will smack your head